Hi everyone, and welcome to a recording of choir and orchestra and stuff. So today's Friday and we are in the studio because I'm setting up, trying stuff out, seeing if everything works. Then I'll pack everything together, put it in my car, and tomorrow between 10 and 11 a.m. I'm gonna be in the church trying stuff out. So they have a rehearsal, and I'm just gonna explain how I do this in a second. And then on Sunday afternoon, we're gonna do the proper recording. So let me show you the setup, and I start with the microphones, I guess. They are all a bit, you see. So they're all set up a bit weird in this room. It's just me trying stuff out. So let's start with the main important stuff. This are my two Hound MBHO whatever microphones that I will set up in an ORTF configuration, stereo configuration. That's not proper RTF right now. I will measure that carefully tomorrow. And these two microphones are mounted on my big stand, on the biggest stand I own, because they're gonna get up, behind the conductor, somewhere in the middle of the church, really high up, to capture basically everything. So these are the main microphones for the recording tomorrow. And everything else is just in case of or to support stuff. So I have my two Rode NT1A because these are stereo pairs I have, and I will use them for the choir left and right. And in the middle I might place the CK40. It depends on what the conductor said, if they are in the way or not. That will be a discussion we're gonna do tomorrow. So let's see if that's fine. So these will be pretty much the height they are right now, so pretty high up, maybe a bit higher actually, let's see. And they will be in front of the choir, looking down and recording the choir, basically. Pretty straightforward, isn't it? So then we have my two Lewis, which I picked because they're small and tiny, and they will mic the orchestra. So they will be up in front, looking down, and I try to grab only the orchestra and try to reject as much of the choir as I can, and making use of the cardioid pattern they are, and doing that. And then I have my two Octava MKO12, both in hypercardioid, and I want to use them for the solo singers, so they will stand somewhere on these small stands, looking up, miking these two singers without, or three, without being optically in the way. So they should not be visible, but just miking something. And I don't care if there's something in the way, it's just as in support. I will take the TLM 102 with me just in case. So for example, if the conductor says, well, the CK40 is too much, then I will use a mono mic in the middle. Not ideal, but that's what I'm sticking with. Not much alternatives then, so I could go for the Octavas as choir because they're a bit smaller, but I don't think it does make such a massive difference if there's a large diaphragm microphone or a small diaphragm microphone in the middle. So we will see. So, but everything behind it is quite interesting, I guess, because these microphones are plugged into my AB 168 Allen Heath. And so you might wonder, well, and where is the interface? That's the interface. I'm gonna take my Allen Heath console with me, my SQ5. Not using it as a mixing console. I'm using it only as an audio interface. So yeah, this is just connected with my laptop as an interface. And the reason why I do this is I don't want to have this massively long cables and a lot of cables. These are 10 microphones, and that would mean I had to run 10 microphone cables from in front of the orchestra to my tiny little place I have somewhere in the church. But now I have 50 meters on a Cat 5 cable, on this tiny little cable, and just laying around, and yeah, keeps the cable short, and the quality is actually nice. I like these preamps, so see no reason why not. And I'm running the session on 96 kilohertz because the console is 48 or 96, and I'm just going for 96 and using my new external SSD I bought yesterday. I got an SSD, an external. My camera won't focus of it. Camera is mad on the hard drive. Anyway, so that's the lovely setup we're gonna use tomorrow. And yeah. So let me let's talk about how to approach stuff like that. I'm a bit scared, to be honest, because the last time I did this sort of recording is 4 years ago. Before COVID, I recorded this choir on a pretty regular basis. So twice, up to 3 times a year, I did recordings with them. And the problem on recording a choir and orchestra is you just set up your mics and just hope for the best. Because you can't check. I'm not gonna sit in an acoustically separated room. So if I put on my headphones and try to listen to stuff, this is not 100% what will be on the record, because I hear the choir singing from outside as well. So that's compromised. And so the first time I will hear what I did is Sunday night, after we recorded it. Because yes, we have a rehearsal tomorrow where I'm gonna try out stuff, but there will be no audience there tomorrow. So the room will sound way more roomy than it will on Sunday. And that makes it a bit a hit and miss and guesswork. Guesstimating is an awesome word for that. And this is what I'm gonna do. I will guesstimate the position of the microphones tomorrow. And yeah, just try out different stuff. So tomorrow I will arrive between 10 and 11 in church. The choir is there at 10. I will set up the main microphone, set up the console and the stage box, plug these main mics in, hit record, and just see what happens. Move the stand around a whole lot. Maybe when they do some pauses, I might put up the choir microphones as well, just to see, just to try out. And yeah, then I tear everything down and listen to the stuff here and make up my mind and try to analyze what I could do better, what I could do worse. And on Sunday, it's just setting up, pressing record, and hoping. And just hoping and sitting there for 1.5 hours and yeah, hoping for the best. It's a bit weird, but there you go. I'm back from the church, back in the studio, doing some stuff, love songs and stuff, and drinking coffee and waiting for a meeting to happen. Anyway, what did just happen? Well, I planned a lot, and I showed you all the mics I want to put up, and I did half of them, for good reasons. So, if you're doing a live concert of a classical piece, not talking about bands or something, but choir, orchestra, whatever. I learned that you basically just need two mics, your main microphones. And these are the most important, and try to get as much out of them as you can. And only if you need stuff to feature, which you can't get from the main microphones, use other microphones. So that's what I did. I set up the main mics behind the conductor, changed that from XY to ORTF because as I thought, I wanted to prove myself, but yeah, sort of knew it. XY is a bit pointy, so you can really tell where the instrument is and where the sound source is standing, sitting, being, wherever, whatever. And there was a bit much for me because, yeah, there's one trumpet, one trombone, one timpani, one oboe, one faggot and bassoon and stuff. So yeah, and they were just pointy right there. There's someone playing one instrument, and especially there's a person in a choir I know the voice of, and I can tell where this person is standing, and that's not good. So I changed that to RTF, which is a bit mushier in terms of localization, but you can get it on one stand, which is important for me. So yeah, that's been the choice. Then moved the main mics back and forth, but went back to the position where it's been the last time. So yeah, don't change something that works. And it worked the last time, so I think 4 years ago. So I think it will work tomorrow as well. And then, yes, I know this choir, I recorded them before. I knew I need some spot mics for the choir. And as I thought, well, probably not gonna need mics for the orchestra because there isn't enough space to place a microphone without being in the way. And I mean, I'm just recording a concert. They are not. Yeah, it's not a recording session. This would work completely different. So I need to be out of the way. There's been discussion. I need to move a mic stand or can't place a microphone somewhere. I'm lucky. So yeah, I put up 2 microphones for the choir first with the Lewitt because they're small and invisible and nice to place. And I just mic'd the choir. Microphone high up, angled down, just so the cardioid is picking up the choir and nothing else. Nothing of the woodwinds sitting in front of them, nothing of the huge room behind them, just miking these 4 rows of human beings. And I listened to that and it sounds fine. And then I realized, well, they sit a lot to the left side. The sopranos sit way out of sight for the left microphone. So I put a 3rd microphone at the very left end. And that's it. Then I listened to everything. They just rehearsed. So they play individual pieces, small pieces, stopped, discussed it, played it again, and so on and so forth. So sometimes I had the chance to listen to stuff while they were talking, and that's what I did. So I recorded the whole session and then listened to the stuff they just played and made my mind up. And yeah, that's pretty nice. That's pretty fine. I think I stick to the plan, or I will stick to this plan with these 5 microphones, but there are 6 microphones because right before a bigger break, I realized, well, the solo singers, they stand way on the left-hand side, right at the timpanis, don't know if there's footage where you can tell where the timpanis are, way on the left side, which is just, that's how this church is set up, and this is how they are set up, and there's no way around it. But I went to the conductor and asked him if that's fine, if the solo is just on the left hand side, or if that's something I should do something about. And he said, well, if you could change that, very welcome. So I did. And what I did is I placed my Neumann Teal M102, because it's small and black, on a small stand, and just pointing upwards to these 2-3 solo singers. And this is roughly miking them, not close miking at all. Just there are 3 people standing, and just there's a mic in front of them. And I'm just blending that in the middle, in the center. And what happens is that this left-hand signal moves a bit to the right, and you sort of get the impression that the solo is not standing all the way down left, but sort of center. But it's still roomy enough, and it doesn't sound like close mic'd or something. But just, yeah. So tomorrow I'm gonna drive to the church at 3 p.m. trying to set up everything as I did today. They gonna rehearse, so I have the chance to listen to stuff. Now record everything. That went actually pretty smooth with the SQ5 as an interface. That's awesome, like that. And I can save all the settings. That's nice as well. So yeah, that's a good thing. And then I'll try and make everything as neat and tidy as possible. So a lot of gaffer is required tomorrow, so no cables people can stumble across. And yeah, then record this choir and the orchestra, and then we hope for the best. That's all I can do tomorrow, hoping for the best. So yeah, off we go. So I spent my last roughly 2 hours in a dark room at the side of the church with my headphones on, listening to the piece, and hoped for the best. And tomorrow I will give it a listen in the studio and hope that everything is actually fine. But yeah, for me it sounded like it's pretty fine. There are a few things I'm worried about. So one is, was the RTF actually centered, or is there something a bit wrong? So it felt like way more left heavy than I thought, and I didn't want to turn any knobs while we were recording, so couldn't check if it's just a level thing. So yeah, that's something I need to have a look tomorrow. And yeah, the choir was a bit more powerful than they were yesterday, and I think that's all fine, but I can't tell for sure. That's something I can tell tomorrow when I listen to the stuff. But yeah, went great. Played well, sang well, nice concert, and yeah. So I thought we make this a two-piece thing because I want to go a bit more into detail. And so in the next whatever time span, there will be a second video about this recording, showing you the individual files, mixing it in quotes, because what can you do with a recording like that? There's not much mixing. It's more like balancing and trying to get stuff right. A lot will be time alignment, stuff like that, and phase alignment, and looking at everything is where it needs to be, working with stuff like the Haas effect and things like that. So that might be an interesting one. Just for clarification, I'm not a tone meister. I just do this from all the knowledge I gained while at SAE, from this one awesome teacher we had teaching us a lot of classical recording stuff and proper recording stuff. So that will get into use, and a lot of stuff I just picked up over the years. And but yeah, I will go into detail in another part. So be sure to subscribe. And if you have any special questions, something I should tackle or mention in the upcoming video, let me know in the comments down below. And always appreciate a thumbs up, because it really helps spreading these videos. So thank you very, very much for that. Yeah, so that's been an awesome week. Tomorrow is a new week with new awesome stuff. And yeah, see you soon. Bye bye.